Barcelona and Atletico Madrid. They're going to be playing. I don't know why I said Madrid. Barcelona and Atletico Madrid Sunday at 3 p.m. You mentioned this is big, just coming off that break too. Everyone getting to full force. Real trying to take number one. This is always a highly contested match. Barca is the favorite right now. Tell me where you're leaning here, because Barca did not look good earlier this week.
I mean, we're getting praises for Barca allowing 3 goals and winning in extra time against a third division side. And I'm not even trying to hate on them, but that's a third division side. You can see three
Uh-huh.
goals. We know Barcelona's defensive issues so far this season, regardless if there's injuries or not. Barcelona, at the type of money that they're investing and the expectations that they have, allowing those types of goals. But then again, you face Atletico Madrid and Diego Simeone, who is probably one of the worst managers to try and create goals. I think João Felix has done a good job of stepping up his game, and I think he's really doing this in spite of Simeone. I think this is Simeone's last season at Atletico. They have to get something different in there. But with that, there's no
We're a little past that,
Lewandowski.
honestly, being
Yeah,
honest.
I know. Yeah, at this point, I think it's just a legacy thing. He's done so much
Yeah.
for that club that they're just allowing him to ride out the season. It'll probably
Mhm.
be a mutual parting of ways. So clip this whenever it happens in the future. Again, no Lewandowski in this one, but
Mhm.
we have two sides that are lacking defensively. Could you see this kind of brute force type of match where you see the under 2.5 hit? Yeah, sure. I
Which maybe
totally
I'll
get that.
either.
I get that angle, but at the same time, if it's terrible defense, that means there's probably going to be goals. There's
Yeah.
still talent all over the pitch. There's players who can create individually that can finish off chances. Um,
Mhm.
that's what I'm looking at. And then again, I kind of don't like the draw. I do like the draw no bet here because I'm kind
Mhm.
of scared to see a draw in this situation. For me, I think you kind of lean towards Barca. You just think they kind of step out of that hole that happened midweek. But if I'm really looking at something that I do like, it's probably the over 2.5. It's just, again, I can't look past 3 goals against a third division side. Whether or not you think they
That's
come
fair.
up and try and be more sharp to their game,
Mhm.
I can't look past that. That's rough. That's like 3 goals.
Yeah.
Even if it's a first division team, okay, that's still a lot, and I would be leaning in that
Mhm.
direction. But when you have a side that's not even supposed, and Barca has a recent history of this, by the way. Anytime they've been playing
Mhm.
in Copa del Rey, they've been conceding and going against sides deep into extra
Weird
time that
games.
they eke out wins. To me, I think that
Uh,
kind of stuff carries over. There's no Lewandowski in this. This is for me. I like over 2.5.
yeah, and just a note, not to sway you away from that. These matchups do end up being pretty low scoring consistently. The under 2.5 has actually hit 8 of the last 10 times they have met. I'm kind of going the other way. I kind of like the under here. Look, I don't blame you for seeing 6 total goals and being like, oh shit, okay, I'm taking the over 2.5. I just think that again, without Lewandowski, this might be a side that struggles for goals. I think this might end as like a 1-1 or a 1-0. If you want to add a little bit of juice and take the under 3.5, you obviously lose a big amount of value once you jump either up or down from that 2.5. But I think I might tail you. I think I like the draw no bet on Barcelona side. I think it ends up going to a 140. Obviously, you can see it on our grid right there. And for any newcomers to soccer betting, again, draw no bet means that you are actually taking the result for Barcelona. And if it ends in a draw, it ends up just being voided. So you lose a little bit of juice, but you actually protect yourself from that draw, which is also pretty common between these two teams. I want to throw an interesting stat at you here that I found. Atletico actually, in these last 8 meetings at home against Barcelona, averages about 4 cards per game. The
Simeone
over
special.
under for cards. Hey, last time you called my bluff on the cards, it hit. So just saying.
No, I'm saying
Um,
like it's a Simeone special. Like this is the way his
yeah,
teams play. Like this makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I agree with it.
you can take the over 5.5, the best value you can get at minus 140. Is that a little too risky for you, or?
Listen, it's got a little bit of juice, but if you know any,
Mhm.
first of all, rivalry, so that'll check that
Mhm.
part out, and then it's a Simeone side who's going to try and grind out points and results. So that
Yeah.
means, I won't say the word, but it's poop housing. You could just replace it. But that's the term that's always used. They will do anything and everything to try and get a result. That means fouling players when it's probably tactically not the wisest, but they're just going to get under your skin, and that's the type of game this is usually played. And Barca players are younger; they're a little bit more brash, so maybe they get that type of reaction out of them. I definitely see that happening. Yeah, it's a little bit higher than you might think with the juice, but
Yeah.
you know what? Hey, brute matches. This is the type of stuff that you live for, and honestly, it's more exciting when you bet on more yellow cards because it's just chaos.
True. True. I mean, look, I mean, Simeone, Argentina link. You want to go back to the World Cup? A lot of yellow cards. I'm trying to find anything. A lot of Simeone hit on the show today.